Hello friends, let's begin with the next tutorial on Java. Today is session 2 and we will learn Java variable and data types in Java. I hope you know how to install the JDK as well as IntelliJ and how to set up your first program. If you skip my first video on this, then I request you to watch my first video. The link I will give in description. Now let's start with lecture 2 on Java variable and data type. Now let's learn what is Java variable. Java variable is a variable which hold any value. By this I mean if I write string name equal to Suresh, in this case name is a variable which hold the value Suresh. So name is a variable. If I write string name2 equal to Ramesh, in this case name2 is a variable. If I write int roll number equal to 15, in this case roll number is a variable. Variable is anything which holds some value. Now, if you want to print a variable, if you will print name, what it will print? It will give you error. The reason being, first let's cut it from here and paste it inside the variable. Now, if you will print name, it will not give you name, it will give you Suresh, because variable is anything which holds some value. Similarly, if you will print Ramesh, sorry, name2, and you will print roll number, then it will give you Suresh, Ramesh, then 15. Indeed. Now, there are three types of variable. Number one type is local variable. Local variable is any variable which is defined inside the method. So these variables are local variable. If you will try to use this variable outside this method, like suppose I have created one new method. If I will try to use variable name outside this method, then it will give me compilation error. Reason being, this is local variable and cannot be used outside this method. That is why it is giving me compilation error. Name cannot be resolved. Next category is instance variable. Instance variable is any variable which is defined inside the class but outside the method. Now in this case count as instance variable. If I will try to use it here, well, now this is not giving any compilation error. In this case there is no red color on count. Now if you want to call method 2, how to call method 2? As method 2 is not static method like void main. If it is void main is a, if this method is a static method, then you can call it directly like method 2. By this I mean if this method is a static, then only you can call this one. However, in my case, this method is not static. Then how to call any method which is not static? By using the object of the class. So how to create an object? The syntax is class name, any name you give, new, again class name, angle bracket, semicolon. Now by using the object of the class, then dot, you can call any non-static method. Now if I will run the program, what will be the output? Let's remove this. if I will run this program, the output will be flow will go here, then here, then here. From here it will call this method, then the output will be 0. Let's run this. Correct. Now I want to increase count by 1, which means count equal to count plus 1. Previously my count was 0. Now I have written count equal to 0 plus 1. My count will be 1. If I will print count variable, first it will be 0, then it will be 1. Let's see this. Absolutely correct. Now let's see if we will create one new object of my class variable. Then what will happen? If I will call this method with second object, in this case again the count will start from 0, which means for this count has increased to 1, but for another object count is still 0. So what will be the output? First we will go to void main, then this will get called, then here count will be 0, 0 will be printed, then count will be 1, 1 will be printed, then we will go to next line, then it will call this method. Now we will come over here. Now this is called from another object in which count is still 0. So again 0 will be printed, then count will be 1, then again 1 will be printed, which means 0 1, then 0 1. Let's run this. Absolutely correct. The reason why I have told you this, because I want to explain static variable. So in general there are three variables. One is local variable, one is instance variable, one is static variable. Local you have seen, which is inside the method. Instance you have seen, which is inside the class but outside method. Static variable is a method which is given a name static, which means any variable in which if we will give name as static, then it is a static variable. Now static variable is common for all the objects of the class because there is only one variable which is allowed inside the class. By this I mean, if you will use count, its value always get incremented because this is a static variable. Now if I will run this program, it will start with void main, then it will create object, then it will call this method 2, it will print count, value is 0. Next count is incremented, 0 plus 1 1, it will print 1. Next another instance variable, it will call the method, it will print count. Count in this case is not 0. Remember, from this method the count is incremented to 1 and the count is the static variable. So in static variable, the variable is common for all the objects of the class. Now here you have already incremented it to 1. Now when you will call this method, the count is 1 here. Now in this line it will be 1 plus 1, count will be 2, and in this line it will be 2. So the output will be 0 1 1 2. Let's run this. Absolutely correct. Now what are data types in Java? Data types are very simple. Data type is anything which define the type of data you want to save. Like in this case, if I will do Control Z, I have shown you here. You want to save name, you will save it in string. In this case, string is a data type. If you want to save any digits So you will save it in int. Int is the data type. If you want to save any value which is digit but very long value, then instead of int you will use long. Marks equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is your value. You will use L for long. Similarly, if you want to save any value which is having decimal as well, then you will use double percentage equal to 0.15, and symbol for double is D. So if you want to save anything which is having decimal digit, then you will use double. Now what are the types of data type? Primitive data type, non-primitive data type. Primitive I have explained. What are non-primitive? This is also I have explained somewhere. If you remember, for calling method 2 in our last example, public void method 2. For calling method 2, you are not able to call it directly. What you did is you created object of the class, and then by using the object of the class you called the method. Now these are the primitive data type and these are non-primitive data type which you create. So any class name you can use to create the object. This is a non-primitive data type. Well, I hope you have learned the basics of Java, which is data variable as well as the data type. I hope this session is knowledgeable for you. Please like and subscribe and let me know if you want session on any particular topic in Java. Thank you everyone.